That is awesome, dude. Look how red he is. That's real animal style right there.
Look at that.
That is a day maker, baby. Oh, look at that.
Real Animals, presented by Contender Boats.
Today's Real Animals adventure took me to beautiful Polk County, just about an hour ride from my house. There's about 550 plus lakes in Polk County, Florida. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous part of the state. You know, we spend so much time kind of making a run towards the salt water, towards the coast here. We really sometimes just forget how much incredible freshwater fishing there is in the beautiful state of Florida. Well, there's really nothing like it, you know, when you come from a big city like Tampa where I live and you kind of go the other direction early in the morning and you roll out into the country. It's really kind of refreshing. You get away from the traffic, get away from all the noise. It's really a neat trip, you know, cow pastures and open fields for just about as far as you can see. And it sets up to really get you relaxed and kind of really slide you into a zone for some really, you know, a great day on the water. It's always an interesting morning when we get with Tyler and he picks one of these pasture ponds to fish in. I'm always pretty sure we can get the boat launched. I'm just not sure we can get the boat back out at the end of the day. It makes for a little bit of anxiety when you're rolling in with a 25 Contender, but you know, it's well worth it because the fishing is absolutely spectacular in some of these lakes. Hey gang, today I'm in beautiful Polk County, Florida. We're at the Stream Song Resort. We're on some private lakes out here. Absolutely a gorgeous kind of late spring morning. It's been cool all week. Bass fishing with the guru himself, Tyler Ramsdell. Tyler, what's the plan today?
We're gonna probably hammer the edges real quick with some worms and some topwater. Try to get you your biggest bass over 6 pounds, and that's my main goal today.
I like it. You think we can pull that off?
I think for sure.
That's why I like it. Sounds good to me. Let's do it. You know, Tyler was talking all week long about how the bite was on top waters, and again, I'm just really attached to throwing worms and walking them across the bottom. But I think one of the best topwater pieces of advice is when you know you have a fish on there,
like that,
is to when you're swimming out hard. Boy, it's a good fish. Feels like good fish anyway. No, just an angry little guy. That's not a bad fish. He lumped it good, I can tell you that. It is an absolutely gorgeous morning. It's nice and cool. Every time I come here, I'm just absolutely blown away at how comfortable it is. You know, you get down in these little lakes and these ponds out here in the middle of nowhere, and you just get to fish. That is absolutely the right way to do breakfast right there. You can see right here, Tyler, that hydrilla edge that there, as you come down that edge, as you work it down that edge, you're sitting in all these little pockets in this hydrilla.
Oh yeah, once you drop that worm off that edge,
yeah,
they should be positioned looking out for a bait fish to swim by.
Yeah. Tyler made a cast to this shoreline and we saw a fish make a break on it. It was absolutely one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Oh, look at that
Here's
pig.
one. Yep.
Oh, dude, that's a nice fish. That's a really nice fish. Wow. You want me to get that? You want some help with that?
No, I got you.
All right, I'm gonna fish that to show off. Wow, look at that pig.
They were chasing it when I was just buzzing it, and I just stopped, twitched it once, and he hammered it. So it's, hopefully that's a good start. Nice healthy fish there.
Is there any indicators on color? Like I've been throwing this green, little red flake, and it seems to be working pretty good, but is there anything that leads you to try one color versus another?
Yeah, I always try to match whatever the bait fish look like.
Okay.
So that whatever the color you can see on them, you try to match that, and I've always had luck with that.
Okay.
But green's always a good color. When in doubt, black and blue never go wrong.
Right.
Green and black and blue are the two hot colors for sure.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Captain Mike.
You're welcome.
You get a
I get a
half
present.
a point. Half a point.
Half a point for that?
Yeah. Called it. Sight fishing. That was sick.
That was sick, dude. That was sick. You know, you anticipate this day on the water. You know, I'm a saltwater guide is what I do for a living. So every day I'm headed for the saltwater. And when I get a chance to put one of these bass fishing days in my calendar, I really get excited because it's something I don't get to do every day. So the anticipation has been building for several days. And to finally get on the water, be able to make a first few of those casts, you know, with the old bait caster and kind of get in the groove is really, really nice.
Reel Animals is brought to you by Quantum Fishing Reels. Outsmart, outfish, outlast. Ray Marine, simply superior. Mirror Lure, turn on the bite. Ingle, high performance coolers.
You know, Polk County, Florida has got some incredible bass fishing with all the lakes that are here. And that has really served the professional side of bass fishing really, really well. There's a lot of great bass fishermen in this country, and a lot of them come from right here in Central Florida. You know, these guys grow up bass fishing these lakes, you know, day in and day out as little kids, and it makes them really, really strong competitors on the tournament field. There's, again, just a large number of guys that are from this part of the state that compete at the very highest level in the world of bass fishing.
There you go. He hit that right when it dropped off.
Sure did, dude.
I think that's a nice one. Yeah.
It's a good fish.
There you go.
Really good fish. Felt good when he lumped it, I can tell you that. He knew what he wanted. Oh boy. It's a good fish, dude. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, baby, look at that pig. Look at that pig there.
That's a monster.
You're out of control,
There you
dude.
go.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at that thing, dude. He stopped that worm on a dime,
Yep,
too.
the second it dropped off that mat.
He was like, strike first, worm, come here. Wow. Now, how big is that fish?
It's easily 4 or 5 pounds.
4 or 5 pounds?
Without a doubt.
It was about a 4-pound fish, yeah. Beautiful fish, too.
Your hands make it look smaller though,
Wow.
you know, so
Sorry.
it looks like 3, but it's really a 4 or 5 pound bass right there for sure.
What an absolutely beautiful fish. Good morning, sunshine.
There you go.
Wow.
Nice one, brother.
Hey, thank you. Nice, nice. For me, this is so different from what I do every day, being a saltwater, you know, being a guide and being on the saltwater every day. This is just totally different. You know,
Right.
normally if I'm throwing artificials, I'm fishing in 1.5 feet, 2 feet of water, or I'm fishing docks. You know, I mean, it just, to me, this whole, it's just, I don't know what it is, but I really, really look forward to these days when I get to do this. That was a huge splash, bro. Oh, when it jumped on, oh, there's another
I
one.
snapped him.
Another one right on
Yeah,
that.
there's
Oh
2
my
right there,
God.
2 or 3.
It is just so different from my daily routine that I just lose my mind out here. I love it. Oh,
That's a little fish, but he's on there. 3rd time's a charm.
3 swipes. It's a nice fish though. Nothing wrong with that bad boy. I like how you're letting the trolling motor get us off the shoreline so I can't catch one while you're boogered up. We're post-spawn, right?
Yes, for sure. They spawned, because it was so warm, they spawned early this year,
Yeah.
like end of January.
Come here.
There you go. Another nice
Tell you
fish.
what, dude, it's hard to go away from this worm.
Yeah.
Because those fish have big heads on them, dude. Come here, pumpkin. They got big heads on them. Look at that right there. Huh? Big old yap on them, big old bucket mouth on them. Polk County, Florida. The lakes are full of these beautiful, beautiful bass. Just got to come get you some right here. Bass fishing is one of those things, especially here in Florida, that you know, a lot of the saltwater guys, we overlook it. You know, we know about the big jumps and the big runs and all that stuff you get out of snook and how powerful a redfish is, and you know, permit and tarpon and all these great game fish. But I'll tell you what, when you get into some of these really incredible lakes. You got good cover, you got really big bass. It's a different way of fishing, but so much fun. And anybody that tells you that a bass isn't a good fight or a great strike, it's absolutely missing the boat. You know, Tyler's throwing topwaters here this morning and the explosions are just epic. I love walking worms across the bottom and feeling the fish pick it up, so that bite's on fire. It's just an incredible morning, and there's very few things like it. It's so calm and peaceful out here, and the fresh air is incredible. We've got alligators and birds. The wildlife is incredible. No noise. You can't hear a thing out here on these lakes. It really, really makes for a special day on the water.
Real Animals is brought to you by South Seas Island Resort, Spider Wire, nothing gets away, Bull Bay Rods combined with Fuji Guides for a difference that you can feel, Strike First Lures, outfish everybody.
You know, Tyler had said we didn't need to start real early this morning, which is always kind of refreshing for a saltwater guy who's on the water before the sun comes up just about every day. So getting a little bit of a late start, we found that the edge that was had a little shadow line on it. Boy, there was some really nice fish laying on these shadow lines. And every time we got to a point on this particular shoreline with the shadows out into the water, 6-8 feet, that's where we found some really great action. We ate it, he came back at it again. Just a little tyke. Look at this. But that's the beauty of these lakes, really. That you can catch 3, 4, 5, 8 pounders, 10 pounders, and then you can slide in here, and these little guys are in here keeping the fishery where it's supposed to be, you know? Healthy estuary. Big time. Fun to catch, too. I'm whooping you, by the way.
Yeah, I've stopped keeping track.
One of my absolutely favorite anglers on the planet, for many reasons, is Kevin Van Dam. Well, KVD just wins and wins and wins. And Tyler, you got to spend a summer fishing with him, huh?
It was actually just one day, but
okay.
It felt like a whole summer with as much knowledge as you learned fishing with a guy like that. So I won like an Angler of the Year for New Hampshire in 2007 for this bass series, and then it qualified you to go fish like a practice day with one of the best pros. And you draw a hat like who you go with, and I was first because I had the biggest bag weight going into that, and I drew KVD first, so I was like, this is right when he was winning all the tournaments, you know, so it was so nuts. I was like, that's exactly who you wanted, and so I fished a whole practice day with him, 8 hours, learned more in that 8 hours than I've ever had fishing. You know, he was just throwing crankbaits all over the place, just covering ground, moving fast, you know, so I tried to mirror my style off his. So, you know, he was one of the early bass pros I met, just super nice guy, obviously an amazing fisherman, and learned a lot from him.
All those guys, though, you know, the elite 50 guys in the country, your Shaw Grigsby's and, you know, your Lane brothers and, you know, Bobby Lane and Chris Lane, and there's just, the list is so incredible, and the state of Florida produces so many of those guys. That's even, yeah, right here in Polk County, yeah, exactly.
Oh, gosh. There he is.
Oh, I was going to try and go right behind you, too.
I think there was another one with this bass, too. So I think you should.
And there he is.
Yeah.
We doubled up. Oh, boy, that's a nice fish there.
Yeah, he's a long one.
This one's a jumper. Nice fish. That was cool. Right in behind you. Right in behind you I went and tried to get the one you were missing. 8 years as my bait was in the air.
There's the double up.
Huh?
Standard.
Double eagle.
Captain Mike Tyler, double bass.
Always, right?
Yeah.
Yours is bigger again.
I'm so used to hearing that.
Good
Spook
stuff.
worm.
Good stuff. Yeah, just 2 different baits.
Yep.
All morning, 2 different baits, and just consistently catching fish. Boy, it seems like every fish, 3, 4, 5 pounds, you know, fish after fish after fish, real aggressive, you know, catching them on top water, catching them on worms on the bottom. I mean, it's really fun when you get on a lake like this and you catch a feeding morning like this it's just spectacular. It's one of those things you just dream about doing, getting one of those miracle mornings where you catch 20, 30, 40 fish before lunchtime, and it's just the kind of day we had.
Real Animals Tip of the Week is brought to you by Gator Gems Tackle, not just another tackle store.
Hey gang, this week's tip of the week, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite places on the planet, Pro Marine USA. They do parts all over the country.
All over the world.
All over the world. Jim Nassett heads that up. Jim, tell me about Pro Marine so that I want the viewers to really understand how accessible, how easy it is. And, you know, if they're looking for something, Pro Marine is the place to go.
We've got it. For over 25 years now, Pro Marine has been supplying parts to the consumer and to the professionals for every imaginable brand of motor, year of motor, going back into the 50s all the way up to the most latest and greatest technologies.
Okay, and I know one of the other things I think is really cool is that you have actually people sitting there that if people out there, the consumer wants to do it themselves, you have some people that kind of walk them through some things and kind of help them along the way, right?
Yeah, we have the most experienced, talented sales staff on the phones, there to answer your questions, take your orders, and get it right the first time, you know? There's nothing more frustrating to get the part, wait for it for a day, and then it's the wrong thing. We try to help our customers through all that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely fantastic. Nothing but rave reviews from everyone I send to Pro Marine for parts. Go to ProMarineUSA.com. If you're looking for parts, you can't find them, or you want to find great prices on parts, Pro Marine's the place.
Real Animals is brought to you by Deeper. Discover water with your smartphone. Plantation on Crystal River. Pro Marine. Quality marine engine parts overnight. Closed captioning provided by Gator Ford. Real Animals Tackle Box is brought to you by CCA Florida and CCA Florida Star Tournament. Rolls Axle Trailers, built like no other.
Hey gang, in today's Real Animals Tackle Box, what I was using was a real simple setup. What I'm using is, I'm using a 7-foot bull bay. This is on our Bass series. This is the AR-15 Bass Tactical series that they have. It's really light, yet it's pretty powerful. It's got a great tip on it. Also, we're using the Quantum Smoke SL100 bait caster, which for me, I'm not a normal bait casting guy, so I need something that's pretty easy to use. If it's too technical, it's going to be way over my head. I'm more of a spinning reel guy, but when I go bass fishing, I love to go old school. I love to go with bait casters. This one right here is really easy to use. It's very operator friendly, very few backlashes all day long, works really, really good in my hands, easy to set. It's really, really a nice piece of equipment. All I was throwing today, and one of my favorite things to do when I'm bass fishing, is to just kind of bounce your favorite worm. Today I was using these Strike First curly tails, this watermelon red flake. Got a 3/8 ounce bullet weight on the top here, rigging it weedless on a 5/0 hook, so you can bounce it and crawl it along the bottom, a bunch of different area in the lakes. Works really, really well. As you can see, we caught a pile of fish on this. There's a lot of great ways to catch bass, you know, your favorite topwater lures, whatever they may be. But for me, I like to really slowly present my baits, crawl them across the bottom, feel those bass pick it up, set the hook. Absolutely a blast. So that's what we use today there. On my bait caster, I'm using 30-pound spider wire. I go with braid on the bait caster, but when you do that, because of the backlash possibility, you want to go a little heavier. You could maybe get away with some 15 and some 20, but the 30 works really, really good. Today, we're using that Berkley Pro Spec 25-pound. This is all the tackle you need. Make sure you check out those Strike First lures. They work great for me. They'll work great for you as well. Get yourself this set up, catch yourself a bunch of fish. When he ate it anyway. Oh boy.
He got shoulders on him.
Yeah, he does, because he just was ornery. He was taking some drag. I thought he was pretty big, but he's not bad. There's a lot of good fish in this lake. A lot of good fish in this lake. Oh.
Did you see that?
Oh, he came out of the water.
Did you see that first hit?
No, I missed the first one, but I saw it.
He popped it 3 or 4 feet out of the water. This is a nice fish.
I saw the second one.
This is a big fish.
Oh yeah, it is. Wow, look at that thing, dude. Get out of there.
Boom.
That's a big fish.
That's a big one right there.
Yeah, that's a big fish. He's just a show off. No, I don't want to touch it. That's you, dog. That's all you.
Just wanted to show you what a 7-pounder was like.
That's the T-bone right there. Attaboy. On top water, too.
7-pound spook action.
You know, the nice part is the Stream Song Resort's a gorgeous resort out here in the center of the state, offers great opportunity whether you're going to fish, you know, the Stream Song property or any of the 550 lakes out here in Polk County. But there's a lot of great stuff goes on here in the middle of the state. Oh. Hey, now that's a day on the water. Huh?
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, I want you to lose them.
All right, I know.
What an amazing, amazing place. Huh? Woo! Polk County, Florida, baby, getting her done. Come see this kid, he'll put you on him. Good stuff.
Good day, brother.
Yeah, man. You know, Florida's known for, you know, Disney and, you know, the big mouse ears and all that good stuff. You know, the beaches, beautiful beaches, you know, world-class stuff. We think about Florida as the fishing capital of the world, which it clearly is, and Florida Keys and, you know, sailfish and dolphin and, again, you know, tarpon. But, you know, we tend to overlook the whole center of the state here is absolutely incredible, from the, you know, the bass fishing to the turkey hunting to the deer hunting. I mean, it's an outdoorsman's paradise, the entire state of Florida, from the top to the bottom, from one coast to the other coast. It's no place I'd rather live than the beautiful state of Florida, for sure. That is absolute insanity right there. That's really, really, really wanting to catch a big bass. That's what that is. Woo!